Welcome back to the 2-hour news show, everyone, and it's time for our signature segment, See the Stories. And as mentioned before, today we'll be talking about music.
Well, yeah, but not just any music. This is about 3 17-year-olds who are using music to light up lives. So they call themselves the Light Ministry Orchestra, a group that is turning harmony into healing by bringing together youth, both with and without disabilities, to perform as one. Born from friendship and a shared vision, the orchestra believes music can bridge any gap, especially for those with autism or special needs, and connect individuals from all walks of life.
Now, their name itself, Light Ministry Orchestra, reflects their mission to bring light and opportunity to all young people, regardless of any challenges they may be facing. So by playing side by side, these young musicians are not just creating melodies, they're also building confidence, social skills, and an inclusive community that embraces everyone. And to find out more about Light Ministry Orchestra's noble vision, we're today joined by LMO founders Edmund Oey, Celine Handoko, and Maddison Kurniawan, as well as conductor and creative director and friend of the program, Mas Addie MS. Thank you all for joining us. Welcome to the program.
Oh, please, just check it off.
There you go. All right, so let's start off by let's talk a little bit about Light Ministry Orchestra.
Yes.
So this is such a unique idea and concept that you guys have come up with. So tell us about LMO and what sets it apart from other orchestras that people have seen in the past.
Okay, so hi, my name's Edmund. On behalf of Light Ministry Orchestra, we'd like to thank you guys for having us here today, and also
Pleasure
thank
is
you
ours.
to Addie for joining us. So Light Ministry Orchestra aims to educate the youth through our orchestra performances, despite all their abilities.
So what makes us special from other orchestras is that we actually promote inclusivity.
Okay.
We're made out of members that have different abilities, both neurodivergent and neurotypical, and we're here to grow and learn and perform with one another. We don't only aim to excel in music, but also in other aspects, such as personality, commitment, confidence also, at the same time to build empathy towards our surroundings.
Very nice. Anything to add, perhaps, Celine? They cover it all? Pretty much it. All right.
So probably this might sound a little bit generic, but I want to know what motivated you to establish LMO, because when I was 17 years old, all I could think of was just running out of school, right?
Yeah.
And now you guys are actually making this particular platform to make everything seems better.
Yeah. So I believe that everyone in this world is born unique, and despite how others view these special need people as a disability, well, we actually view them, and they actually inspire others, including myself. For example, I believe that our members who do have special needs, they're more diligent and they're more motivated.
Absolutely
if I would
agree.
compare to myself, I think they're more hardworking.
Absolutely
than
agree.
me personally.
A lot more focused, right?
Yeah, a lot more focused.
I agree.
And probably to Mas Addie, how is the selection process? Because I know that in orchestra you might have some auditions, because let's say in a normal setting, in an ideal daily setting, you might have auditions and stuff like that. But for this particular movement, LMO, how does this work?
Yeah, first of all, I think to start an orchestra, any kind of orchestra, I think the audition is a necessity. It's impossible to work efficient and effectively with the members that so different each other. It's so difficult. So yeah, just like ordinary orchestra audition, but it's not a blind audition. I can talk directly to the audition, and it's normal audition.
Yeah. But what is it like? Because it's also focused towards youth, not just people with special needs. But is there a particular age range? Is there?
Yeah, of course.
There is. So what are the ages then?
I think
of those that are.
they all know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, since We're a youth orchestra.
Right.
We're basically ranging from the age of 12 to at least 20-ish.
Yeah, around
20
Yeah,
is
some-
around my
from
age.
12.
Around my age.
Yeah, we have musicians with the
12,
age of
Yeah,
11.
12.
All right. Okay. So as young as 12, that's amazing. So how many of your members are around like the teens?
I think we got two who's like 11, 12.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And
That young.
What do they play?
Yeah, they play the violin, the other plays the cello.
What were you doing at 12?
Our cellist, our principal cellist, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 years old.
12 years old
Wait,
celloist.
principal cellist, 12 years old.
Special, very special.
Cello's probably bigger than the celloist itself, right?
Yeah, like I was probably fighting with my sister when I was 12 years old, not playing cello. But also, without forgetting about the music, like beyond music, how do you use LMO as a platform to empower youth and embrace inclusion? Because if I could actually tell my story, my nephew is a mild to moderate autistic, so neurodivergent. So our family has been really into the topic of autism since the day one. So I want to know how the public audience would actually reacting towards that and also making a platform to make it inclusive.
So we use LMO to implement like youth empowerment through like sorry, first time, bit nervous.
It's okay. It's okay. There's no
So-
right and wrong.
Yeah, so basically we like encourage our members and also like empowering the youth
Yeah.
for like showing them like self-control through, like within ourselves and also towards our like surroundings. So I believe that like through self-control, we like learn like decision making because like through like the discipline from like gaining from self-control, we learn how to make our own decisions and like be more mature. And I believe that in life is like a process. I don't think life is like instant. You can't do things instantly.
Agree.
In life. And in life, they're bound to have mistakes, right? And without these mistakes, like we don't know whether something's like right. So I think that we encourage others, like besides the music, we encourage others to like embrace their lives, like live their life instead of just having one, like actually living it, fulfilling it.
Well said. No, I totally agree. I, much like Hans, have a family member as well. My son, in fact, that has special needs. And one of the things I know, he's still very young, at 5 years old. And, you know, as a father to a son, I'm like, oh yeah, try this sport, try that sport. Really couldn't get him into any sports. But one thing I noticed that he was in tune with right from the beginning, even before he spoke, was music. And it seems like, oh, well, like just listening to music. Well, some of his first words were actually sung. So I noticed that music has actually this connection that that can help you bridge communication, right? But it also comes with its own challenges because obviously dealing with my own family member, there's certain ways that I have to communicate differently than the rest of my kids, for example. How do you handle the group in its entirety? Because me, just having one family member, my son, to communicate with, has its own method. What challenges do you face, and what are some of the methods that you use in order to overcome these challenges? Because you're trying to get an entire group of, was it 75 people? Is that how many there are? To work as a collective. What is that like? Tell us your methods.
I think I can answer this.
Okay.
So, you see how in an orchestra we're made out of different groups. For example, we have the violin, then we have the cello. The smaller the group, the greater the opportunity there is to bond with new people. I mean, obviously we started at zero. We didn't know each other. We came in the room and we were like, who are you?
Yeah.
However,
But like we knew each other.
oh yeah, except us. But it was the same experience with our musicians during the first year. So obviously we started at zero. We got to know each other. At some point, we just started talking to each other like we knew each other.
Okay.
We included everyone in the conversations we would usually have. So from there, it promotes inclusivity, our main objective. And I
Celine?
guess, yeah.
Probably you want to add something?
I think everything was well said by Maddie already.
Yeah, and I like how you kind of, so starting having these kind of mini groups, since you have to have them anyway in a mini orchestra, that helps them first bond within each other first before they have to even be bonded as part of the main group. That's very interesting. And you, of all people, Masari, know the format of an orchestra. And usually you have this kind of grand vision for an orchestra and how it should work. How do you implement your grand vision to LMO?
Actually, it's their visions.
From a musical perspective, let's say.
Yeah, in orchestra, there are differences, diversity. You can find the instruments is so different each other. The strings family, the woodwind family, the brass family, the percussion family, and they have their own notation that is written differently, sounding differently, and so many differences in the orchestra. But we have to work to make it one voice. That's, I think, the thing that we need as an Indonesian, because Indonesia Bhinneka Tunggal Ika.
Unity, diversity.
So many,
Exactly.
so the diversity, it's not easy to make it as a synergy with that differences. So if we can instill the beauty of the differences and not to fight the difference, but to make it as a one synergy since young, I believe it can make Indonesia better country.
Wow. I like how you crossed over, music into life.
But you guys had your debut 2023.
Yeah.
So you were like 15.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to know more about that. Since your debut, LMO's debut in 2023, can you walk us through its journey? Like first when you got together and then you decided to make LMO and then concerts. How many concerts have you done? Two concerts. Now, tell us, how did it start? If it's like you, three of you guys hanging out on the class recess, and then, hey, dude, let's go make some orchestra.
How long did it even take for you guys to first recruit everybody?
Well, it started off with an idea, obviously, amongst Edmund. Actually, it was Edmund at first, and since we were his childhood friends, obviously, like he asked us to join in as well to help, and well, ever since then, maybe we prepared for like a couple of months until we announced it, and after holding the auditions and everything, we had to go through so many practices, maybe around like 25 practices together before actually holding the main concert at the end of the year. And well, that's a lot of practices, right? So before July, we hold like one practice every 2 weeks, and after July, since it's coming closer to the date of the concert, we have a practice every single week.
Every week.
Yeah.
How long is each practice?
Oh, that's a lot of hours, actually.
Really? So each one is quite long? Because I imagine you're getting a lot of people together as well. You might as well make like as much use of it.
And
Don't worry, we have breaks.
You have breaks. I was in a musical theater. We're in a musical theater. Usually the practice goes like what, along like 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Was that also the thing with
like
orchestra?
4 hours?
Ours had a maximum of 4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours.
There you go. Quite intense.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And, you know, when you finally got your, let's go back to your first concert that you put on of the two. What was that like? Were you guys completely happy with it? Were there some things that you wanted to adjust and get better at?
I mean, I felt like confidence is the main thing, and I think I've like progressively like improved.
Okay.
I guess.
Because that was the first time.
I think if I look back to 2023, I don't think I'll have the confidence to be here right now talking.
At that time.
Yeah, at that time.
Okay.
But I think we improved a lot as a community and also like as a family. We've done like a lot of like things together, like made a connection with one another.
How has Addi's role in all of this helped you guys along this journey?
They're musicians also.
Yeah. Wow.
So
what do you play?
She's pianist and harpist.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. So what's that been like working with the great conductor of Indonesia?
It's very inspiring
That's
because
nice.
he motivates a lot of us. I mean, mostly a lot, like everyone of us.
I'm sure.
He's very like calm, composed, like yeah.
Confident, should we say? There you go.
Yeah,
Exudes
very
confidence.
confident, Yeah.
So
good.
we know that all the proceeds from your previous concert were donated. Why did you choose to go down that pathway?
So you see, as we live life, we're not living it on our own. We're living it with other people as well. It comes back to our primary mission, which is to empower youth and promote inclusivity. So from there, we wanted to extend our spirit beyond the stage. And by doing that, we can, for example, what we did in the past 2 years was to support education,
Nice.
particularly for special needs students who probably don't really have the access to proper resources.
Yeah.
So we're here to support them. We're here to show that no matter what they go through, we're here not just to perform, but to also share a purpose.
Just
really
to unite Indonesia.
Yes.
Unite
It co-
Indonesia
it comes
in
back.
any possible
Yeah.
way, the best possible way that you could.
Well, through music.
Through music.
I want to get your take on where you think we are here in Indonesia progressing when it comes to platforms that are provided for those with special needs, especially for the young ones. Like, how far along do you think we are? I know it's a tough question. It's not an easy question to answer because obviously through making things like donations of education, this obviously means that there's help needed in that department as well, right? But how far along do you think we are? Do you think we're halfway there? Do you think there's still a lot more work to be done?
I feel like there's a myriad of different aspects where we can help. Surely there is no definite number to how many things we can do to contribute to society. But it all comes back to how committed we are to doing it. Yes, so far we've been covering the education aspect, but definitely there are other things in Indonesia especially that has to be covered. And we're definitely working on it. We don't aim to do it on our own as well. We want to inspire others to start contributing for a better change in the world.
Absolutely well said. You give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man a fish.
That's true.
Feed him for life.
But I want to ask Mas Adi, because you've been working with neurotypical musicians, now that you are dealing with neurodivergent musicians, is there any differences or challenges that you might face on how to handle them? Because as Paul just said, us as a family members of the neurodivergent people, we might have our own challenges, but how about you?
Yeah, of course, it's very different. They need different approach. The level of concentration is so different. So we have to place the one that neurodivergent in certain point that they will not bother or disturb other, but
The neurotypical.
yeah, it's a sensitive matter.
Yes.
So, but we have the expert inside, not me.
Okay.
The musician also, not myself. I'm not used to handle that kind of thing. So it's I try to be very careful on that.
So say shadow teachers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. Actually,
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
brilliant.
That's right. That's right.
The most important thing is the inclusivity that
Yeah.
we want to create. That outside that orchestra, maybe there's like a wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, we try to empowering them and make inclusive, make it inclusive. It's not easy. For me, it's a new experience also.
Yeah,
But I inspired by them. They are very
That's
special. Sometimes I don't believe, are you really 17 years old?
I was asking the same thing.
Yeah, that's visionary, inspiring.
The youth of today are built different than
Oh,
from
yeah.
when we were
Yeah.
younger. So, you know, I know we're running out of time here. I know you guys, you know, Masadi mentioned breaking down walls. I believe you've already begun that. What is LMO's objective going ahead in the future?
I think our goal is to show people, like from these musicians and like along with us ourselves, I think to like since we build the courage and like through the process, we want to like just encourage them and like show them how to live like a healthy lifestyle
Yeah.
through like healthy choices like decision making and like the problem solving. So just like, yeah, they don't like stress or like, yeah.
And going through, like, honestly, just performing in front of a bunch of people, that's already an experience that can't be replicated. You can't really
Yeah.
teach somebody that. You just
Yeah.
let them do it, and then there's so much to learn from that experience alone, right?
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. So, I mean, we wish you nothing but the best. I mean, keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing such an amazing
Well, yeah, coming from a family who has a neurodivergent person, our biggest fear is actually when we're gone, would our family member, would my nephew be safe in the society? Would he be functioning well in society? And knowing this kind of platform, I feel me and my family could feel safer now. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Indeed.
All right, so Maddie, Edmund, Celine, and Mas Addie MS, thank you so much for being here, and big success for LMO.
Yes.
And we'll be waiting for more updates from you guys.
Yeah. Next concert, by the way, do you have a date planned? End of the year?
Maybe like towards the end of November to early December.
Right. Look out
End
for it.
of November. Okay. I wish that my creative staff team would actually take a note on that, please. We want to see.
Yeah.
All right, we are going for another break, and after the break, we'll bring you more stories from Indonesia and beyond. So keep it here on the Tower News Show on See Today.